You, what are you doing here?
It's a long time since I was in Warsaw last. I wanted to explore a little.
Show your pass, or you're under arrest.
I wish you luck.
And you, what are you grinning at? Grab the rest of those fuckers in the barracks.
So, have you mastered whistling?
That's how you do it.
Come on, folks.
Vanda! I'm so glad to see you.
What about Mihal? And her?
Thanks to me, the rest got out.
Move.
Please, come in. No one should be alone at a time like this.
Emir, they killed Mihal.
He is not altogether lost, remember.
I'm going to see Burke. The rest should know. Come on, Yannick.
The famous Madame Samira has honored my humble abode.
Thank you for taking us in.
You must be exhausted. Please go ahead to your rooms upstairs. I'll join you in a moment.
Are you coming?
Yes.
Please, make yourselves at home. The tea is brewing and it will do us all good. Madame, I presume you're a thaumaturge?
Salam alaikum.
Hopefully. For the time being, I'll assume we all have good intentions.
As for me, you have nothing to worry about, sir.
I trust her.
That's enough for me. Let's not waste time. Do not mistake this somber moment for one of peace. This isn't the calm before the storm. We're in the eye of the storm. Time is scarce, the risk is great, and the consequences will be irreversible. I trust you've got the Black Grimoire already?
I got my father's grimoire back. It was where we both expected it to be.
Have you studied it yet?
Not yet. I haven't had the time.
That's understandable.
Can you tell me what we're talking about exactly?
Before he died, Stanisław Szulski created a hypothesis upon which he tried to use the full potential of Thaumaturge's mental bond.
You mean peeking inside each other's heads? That is not arcane knowledge.
Szulski believed that connected thaumaturges could share their powers.
It's still just a hypothesis. How can we verify it?
Only through an experiment, I presume.
What do you think threatens us?
You're a wanted fugitive, so detainment, interrogation, and probably the noose. And you, miss.
The noose. They won't waste time interrogating me.
Why don't we move on from doubts to solutions?
The solution is to combine all of our individualities. Separately, we're all too weak. But if we form a pact, its consequences might reverberate throughout Russia, possibly even all of Europe. Who knows, maybe that way we could save not only our own necks.
What about Wanda? Aren't you afraid she'll seek revenge?
Yes, and that revenge will push her to extreme measures. But what we're trying to build might save her from downfall. It's one of the reasons that time is of the essence.
Let's not waste any more time. What else do we need to form such a pact?
First of all, a fourth member. I trust you know someone else we could use.
The only one that comes to mind is Ariel Rofe.
He crossed my mind too. Do you think he could be useful with the reputation he has? He hasn't shown up at the Ruzhits much lately.
Do you know him well?
Not personally. People talk about him in the neighborhood. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Don't give it too much thought. Needless trouble.
Do you know where I could find him, if not at the bazaar?
I know he used to live somewhere in the heart of Mirov. Maybe there.
The bizarre Thaumaturge.
I'll bring him here. He owes me.
Then you can call in a favor. There's one more thing. That Folje who healed you.
With him I can acquire and control more Salutars. Without his help it would no longer be possible.
I believe that our pact will give us much greater power. We'll be able to easily compensate for the lack of your friend.
How do you think I should resolve this situation?
It would be most imprudent to let such suspicious people inside your mind for too long. Any carelessness may cost all of us dearly. If you're still bound to him somehow, I'm afraid you'll have to end it.
Yes. Tell him it's not him, it's you, and so on. Remember, this is no longer a question of only your noggin.
Madame, the tea is ready. I have to go down now. Good luck, Victor.
Did you come to check on me?
Would that be wrong?
Your resistance girlfriend won't mind. It's a rhetorical question.
Who is Sarah Rivkin?
You saw my files at Koniechkin's. Sarah Rivkin is none of your business.
All right.
Do you have any other personal questions?
What actually convinced you to run away with me?
A woman without secrets becomes vulnerable.
Let me guess.
Surprise me.
I think it's hard not to be impressed by me.
I'm mostly impressed with your sense of humor.
What are your impressions after meeting our host?
Do you trust no one, or are you just being polite?
If you're not comfortable talking about it, we can stay silent.
I think it's a good idea.
I'll come back later.
Sure.
Did you manage to solve your healer's case?
I'm working on it.
I see.
Tell me how a Jew, a Tatar, and my father met.
Who first? Choose.
Tell me about my father.
I met Stanisław during the January uprising. He was still a bachelor then. We were in the same unit under Traugott.
Were there many Thaumaturges fighting back then?
We didn't flash it around. Besides, we all bleed red. I used to be a frequent visitor to your house, but as time went by, less and less so.
Did something happen?
Just life. Stanisław focused on his family, and I focused on my practice.
What about Sofer?
The old rabbi was introduced to me by Stanisław. He was the one who sought to acquaint us with one another. Sofer was a powerful Kabbalist and very respected in his community. He was the one who brought the golem into existence. I didn't get a chance to know him better, as he died shortly after casting that curse.
Do you think that summoning the golem might have been the cause?
No, it was the profusion of cookies he loved so much that killed him.
You treated Sofer. I found a prescription he wrote.
That's true. A hopeless case of an addiction to trivialities. Had we met sooner, he might still be alive.
Tell me about Horowitz's case. How did it impact the coterie?
He was actually the reason it started to fall apart. He was a socialist chemist who knew a lot. There was a risk he would be exposed.
So my father killed him.
Stanisław took the burden of that decision upon himself, reckoning with consequences. He knew the Jewish community would blame him, and Sofer couldn't defy the will of his people. That would compromise him and be the undoing of us all. Stanisław did us a favor. And to socialists as well, I guess.
I have some other questions.
You do?
Tell me about yourself.
I'm afraid your request is too broad. Ask me a more direct question.
Do you come from here?
You're asking if I was born in Warsaw? I only came here after the uprising. My family comes from Vilnius. But my heart beats the same as yours.
Tell me more about the Tatars.
My ancestors settled around Vilnius over 600 years ago. Since they were noblemen, we kept our own religion and traditions.
Are you all Muslims?
Are you all Catholics? Everyone lives by their heart. And that's the way it should be.
Who do you consider yourself to be?
A doctor.
I meant, who do you feel like?
A Tatar, a Pole, a servant of Allah. I am all of them. I like to believe that I'm a good man, too. I avoid labeling people, Victor. It leads nowhere.
When we first met, you tested me.
I had to know what kind of clay you're made of. Forgive the pun. You impressed me back then. You proved to be the son of your mighty father. And what did you think of me back then, if I may ask?
I must say you impressed me, especially considering the fact you look rather...
Old? Experience comes with age. Remember that. Remember also that kindness and gentleness have nothing to do with weakness. And that they cost nothing.
I have some other questions.
Go ahead.
I have to go now.
May Allah guide you.
Intriguing.
Vaše dokumenty.
Pardon?
What don't you understand? Documents.
Officer, you've got the wrong man. I haven't done anything.
Anyone with a book is a suspect. Documents. I won't say it again.
Рядовой Стрельцов, I'll take over. Documents, or are you deaf? Show them to me and you can be on your way.
No.
Yet? I'll teach you to respect the uniform.